Is EXP the best fit for you? Let's find out. Let's have a real conversation about what this is all about and how it could be a great fit for you or the worst fit for you. My name is Alisia Krastel, and on this channel, we help you grow your real estate business through powerful systems that are simple, that help you live an amazing life and make a lot of money. If you're down for that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and we'll get started. Today, I'm bringing someone on who is a colleague and a dear friend of mine, also used to be a former coach of mine, Hank Avank. And I thought we'd just have a conversation and share with you guys what you really, truly should know about EXP. And if you know either one of us, we don't hold back. All right, so I'm here with Hank Avank, who used to be a coach, a colleague, and is with EXP with me. Welcome.
I am so excited to be on here with you, my friend.
All right, we just dive into things. So tell us about people. A lot of people on this channel are solo agents or they have small teams. Why should they care about this? And what do they not already know that they should?
Well, we've both been solo agents, right? So we've been in the journey for quite some time. And when I was a solo agent, my son was born. And as you know the story, he had to have open heart surgery. And at the time I had a bunch of listings, and the reality was I thought I had a business and I only had a job, because when I stopped showing up, I stopped making money. And that was the first time that I realized that I can't keep doing this for the rest of my life, because I'm going to have life punch me in the jaw. And my clients suffered and my family suffered. So you've got to, when you're a solo agent, you get to this point where there's only so much that you can do, and you start getting more leads coming in than what you can handle. And you're at a decision process of, do you go down the team route, or do you look at something like EXP, which I call the modern day real estate team? And here's why. I've done teams doing up to $50 million. And here's the reality was, just because you're making more money gross doesn't necessarily mean you're netting more money. And when I started building the team, what I realized was I wasn't equipped, and the more money I made gross, I actually was netting less money and working more hours. So be careful with that. Here's what I like about the EXP model is your number one job is to help people outgrow you. Now think about that when you grow a real estate team. If you bring somebody on, like for example, when I joined in real estate, I was a buyer's agent for a top agent. Well, he introduced me to his whole sphere of influence. And after 2 years, I had outgrown him. And it was time for me to either partner with him as a partner or go off on my own. He didn't want to partner, so I went off on my own. And guess what? I had infiltrated his database unintentionally. And so what he did was he actually trained his competition, and it was tough to keep things equitable. Here's what I like about the EXP model. Alisia, my number one goal has been to have you not need me. And if you watch Alicia's journey, she hasn't needed me. In fact, I believe that she's sprungboard past me. And what an exciting thing to have her reaching back and saying, come on, Hank, you can do this. And now here's the thing, it's equitable, because now she's not going to leave. There's an insurance policy there where she's had enough success where I don't have to like worry about kissing Alicia's butt and being like, oh, I can't be true to her, or, you know, because she might leave. What you're doing is by helping people win, you're setting them up where they're never going to want to leave, which is the perfect insurance policy where you help enough people get what they want, you'll get everything that you want. Now, here's the key. If you go and list 24 listings, which I believe is the most profitable real estate model, 24 listings, 12 of which are buyers, so 36 deals, 24 clients, the skill sets that you use, skill set, time on task, experimentation, those skill sets to list a property are the same skill sets you'll do to help agents choose to join EXP. It's just a matter of however you built your real estate business is how you can do it. So a lot of people say, well, Hank, I'm not a recruiter. Okay. So are you a cold caller in real estate? Well, no. Okay. Well, you don't have to be a cold caller in EXP either. However you built your real estate career is how I'm going to encourage you to build your EXP career, because you can do it by attraction. Alisia, I didn't recruit you. You're like, hey,
I'm coming.
I'm interested in having the conversation. And here's what we did. I basically told you all the reasons not to.
This is a true story. You did tell me the reasons not to. And I'm like, well, I'm coming anyway, which I think a lot of people are like that. I'm just coming anyway.
Well, because here's the thing is, if you set the right expectations, it's like investment properties. I try to talk most people out of buying investment properties. That way, if they did buy one, they knew what they're getting into and they were more likely to buy more. And so here's what I love about EXP is I'm not starting over every single year, Alisia. Have you ever gotten to that beginning of the year and you're like, man, last year was great. Yeah, can I do it again?
Yes. And hearing a lot of agents, they have that same feeling right now. Like they're going through that.
So when you're watching this video, we're moving into a market where interest rates are higher and things are a little bit different. Here's what I love. For the last 7 years, I've been working on the leveraged income, which isn't transactional. So it's not as fast, meaning you got a little bit more longer runway before the income comes in. Yet walking into this year, Alicia, we have enough income coming in where if we do nothing, all of our bills are paid. And do you know what an unbelievable feeling that is? And here's all I did. I was doing what I was already doing. I shifted it over to a model where I got skill set, time on task, experimentation. And it took me 18 months to have my first agent come on because I couldn't sell something I wasn't excited about. By doing what I was already doing, I was getting time on task in the model. And once it clicked for me, I went from nothing in 18 months, from 1 agent to 95 agents in 6 months, because once I believed it, everybody could feel my energy about it. So here's what I would encourage you to do if you're watching this. Reach out to Alisia, have a conversation. Consider bringing your business over, doing it for a year where you're just doing what you're already doing, and there's other side benefits. Alisia, we know a friend named Kate. Kate did nothing else except sell real estate at EXP. By selling real estate, she was awarded stock. By doing the 5% on every commission, she was able to cash in her stock and pay off her mortgage.
Huge celebration.
Huge celebration. And here's what I love about it. It wasn't like she was this mega agent in that she was doing millions of deals every year. She was doing like 12 to 24 deals. And I mean, it was a game changing for her. And now our stock's down a little bit right now. And everybody's like, well, your stock's way down. Okay. So you complain when the stock's high because it's too late. Now that it's down and on sale, now you're complaining about that. Here's what I believe to be true. Argue for your limitations, you get to keep them.
Perfect time.
Yeah, I mean, how much stock is being awarded to you right now? How much stock is being given to you right now? Alisia, I won't speak on your behalf, but I know my family, there's been times where we looked at that stock and we cashed it out, and it allowed us to do some other things that we wouldn't have been able to do if that little nest egg wasn't sitting there.
There have been agents in our group that have paid for their private school with it when they needed it, that have gone around the world in RV, like bought a beach house with it. And again, these are solo agents, not these huge mega teams. They're solo agents that just make a huge difference in their life. What I like what you said there is that this is all just about building relationships, and you've always been the person that you are not attached to the outcome. So Hank and I are not like trying to force you to come to EXP.
Right.
We're trying to help as many people as possible, whether it's coaching, whether it's through videos, whether it's through whatever it is. If it's EXP, that's great too. But we're never attached to, do you come? Do you coach? Do you not? We just want help. And we know by the helping, at the end of the day, you get what you want.
So Alisia, check this out.
Yeah. EXP.
So it was funny. I love believing in possibility. And it was early on in the EXP venture, and someone got the tattoo, and I was like, why'd you get that tattoo? She goes, I just crossed the $1 million mark in revenue share. And I was like, what? And at the time I was like, there's no way I could ever do it. And I said, if I ever do that, I'll get the tattoo. Like not even thinking in the realm. And this isn't an income claim. And I'm not saying that anybody can do this. I'm just sharing my journey.
Yeah.
Well, Alisia, what happened was I've spent 3 to 5 hours a week since 2016. Every single week that's been documented, getting the skill set, getting the time on task, experimenting till I got the victory. I got the confidence, and I just kept rinsing and repeating. We've crossed the $1 million mark.
Woo.
Quite some time ago. And I don't share that in any other way. You can see I'm not the most gorgeous guy in the world. I've got tattoos. I wear my hat backwards. And yet what I love about EXP is if you're willing to take a risk, you're willing to get in there and get in the trenches, you're willing to have delayed gratification, and it's going to take some luck, there's an opportunity for you to have another revenue stream that could change everything for you.
Yes. On the revenue share side, I also think the stock options, and part of what EXP did for me is it just lifted off all the stuff that I didn't really care about with a brokerage and just let me get down to work, right? Like I was doing the mentor series with Zoe asleep in the back seat. I could not have done that anywhere else. It has just lifted off everything I didn't care about and let me just get to work and make more money.
Let's talk to that right there, because EXP isn't for everyone. If you're not resourceful, EXP is probably not the company, because I can tell you this, there's everything that you could ever need within our ecosystem. you might have to be a little bit resourceful to go and get it. And if you need someone that's like right there holding your hand right alongside you, babying you, it's probably not the right fit. Yet if you're resourceful, what you'll like is you can get things fast. You don't have to wait for Joni, who's out with a sick kid, for you to get the answer, because she's the only one that knows the answer. We have backup to backup to backup.
And 90% of the people who are watching this that we attract are not lazy. They don't need a lot of hand holding. They are resourceful. So if you're watching this, you're most likely a resourceful person that can do this.
So here's my promise to you. You'll never be able to say I wasn't there for you. So if you're watching this and you join through Alisia, you've got access to me too. Here's my rules. You won't outproduce me, because I believe that, we all need to be in the trenches, and Hank's not just out there doing it. Just don't waste my time. And if you don't waste my time and you're resourceful, now here's what resourceful means. I had the opportunity to do an interview with our CEO and founder yesterday. I mean, we have access to these people. I'm not going to reach out to Glenn Sanford to ask a tech issue. Like,
right.
That's where I mean with resourcefulness is you have access to unbelievable people in this company. You just can't be an asshole. And what an asshole is somebody who asks questions, never does anything, or someone who asks questions to people that it's way below their pay grade. And what I love about our company is people are very willing to collaborate, another core value. But in order to be sustainable, another core value, you've got to be resourceful, which is another core value. We live by our core values.
Yep. And the more you bring, the more you get, the more you help the whole group.
You'll never outgive what you get back at this company.
That I wanted to highlight. We're going to put that up on the screen, because that is absolutely true. I haven't seen a lot of people really talk about like the sponsor lines. I know, like, well, I'm shopping for a sponsor, I'm looking for a sponsor. What I think that people miss when they're looking at that is, like, Hank is my sponsor, but he is also a human that's connected into the family tree, which is multiple sponsors together, that's giving back every day. Like, we have unlimited resources. So it's not just like the sponsor, it's I'm your Sherpa to help you build your business. Hank is also like a guide to help you build your business. And it's these humans that can help you get there. So you have to align with the right humans, not necessarily like, oh, what perks are coming with it on paper.
Well, and here's the thing is most real estate agents don't follow a magic system and think that there's some magic pill. Here's what I can promise you. It's going to be harder than what you think. And I can promise you this, it's going to be way more well worth it. And if you're not willing to do the work, and it's going to take some work, you're not going to succeed. And here's what I know about Alisia and I. We're good human beings. We're not going to say, hey, you need to join with us because of this and this person sucks. No, it's kind of like a listing. Like, if you want to work with us, we want to work with you. And we're not out there selling ourselves, because we know we do a great job and we don't want to work with a bazillion people. I only bring on one person a month onto EXP because I want to make sure I bring them on properly. And that's all I've done. So I have over 1,100 people in my rev share line. I've averaged less than one a month. So it's not like I'm setting the world on fire. Yet the consistency of that has allowed me to have some really great people. And Alisia, like we said, I've only talked to you maybe 3 or 4 times in the last year, because we spent a bunch of time on the front end. Now we got you where you don't need me anymore. But the second you need me, I'm there. No questions asked.
Yep. If I'm like, I want to do this, you would be on the phone with me right away. Like, okay, let's get you in touch with this person, that person. I have somebody in my rev share line that's I directly sponsor, and I'm helping him do his YouTube channel. A lot of time up front with him, we'll calls and like, let me walk you through to do this. Now he's rolling with it. Like, that's
so
cool.
Here's what we do is we base our commitments based on your commitment. So there's lots of different ways to make a sponsorship or a partnership equitable. So for example, Alicia's done a great job balancing being a mom, a successful entrepreneur. Like, that might not have anything necessarily to do with the brokerage, but it's that human connection. I consider myself a very good dad, a very good husband, that it doesn't come naturally, but my standards are, you know what? You're going to be a good dad and a good husband and a good human being, and the business will take care of itself. So it's not just the EXP model, it's the collaboration and the people that you surround yourself with.
We each have value. EXP has its own value, and I think you and I bring a separate value, and the family tree, which is a group of lines, have value also. Like, it's pretty amazing. So this is one of those awkward questions about pulling the Band-Aid off. Okay, so we have any agents who say, well, I don't like the EXP agents they rub me the wrong way in my market.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. Anytime there's a new shiny object or a new company, There's the front runners, and let's face it, usually they're the people that are opportunistic, for lack of a better word. Yet, let's also turn it around and put the mirror on you. Argue enough for your limitations. What do you get to keep? Think about when you got it into real estate. Did you have to look very far to see scumbags? You didn't. And at the end of the day, you're the business. And if you come over here and you can set your way, you don't need to be associated with them. Yet what I find is a lot of people are looking for reasons or excuses as to why it's not a fit for them. And here's what I know to be true. We regret more of what we don't do than what we do. And at the end of the day, there's never been a better time for EXP. And many will say, well, Hank, it's easy for you because you got in early. Now, we could sit there and I could say, yeah, because we had 1,000 agents join a year, it was much easier. And I had to write checks for the MLS and find state brokers. You're right. Where now we have 2,000 to 3,000 agents joining a month. The math.
Some don't even have sponsors.
Yeah. And that's the thing is when we move into this next market, we are positioned perfectly because we don't have the brick and mortar expense. We're agile, which is another core value. Our business model is actually going to do better the worse it gets. And I'm not praying for things to get worse, but I just saw the stat that transactions were down 35% in 2022. Things are going to contract a little bit. And the reality is the worse the market gets, the better the brick and model system is, because we don't have a whole lot of drag and we can be agile to do that. So here's my belief. I'm not a part of corporate or anything like that. We're going to go beyond 200,000 agents, and you will not be neutral 5 or 10 years from now when you look at this opportunity and said, and I've had this many times, hey, I saw that video. I wish I would have joined then. I hear regret after regret after regret of, I wish I would have done it sooner. Alisia, right now is the best time to join you because we're rolling up our sleeves and we're getting to work and we're here to help you. Would you say that's fair?
Fair. And we've been around to be like, all right, this works, this doesn't. We know what the real deal is.
It's not theory. I know exactly what works within this company with math, and I can back it up with data. And it's just a math equation on putting the right ingredients in. And it can change, but only if you're willing to run the miles. Here's the key. You got to be willing to run the miles. I can't run the marathon for you. I can't run the 5K for you. If you want to go do big things, you got to be willing to put in the miles.
I actually had to look at myself on that when we were talking about, some of those agents who, might not be representing the best way, or we didn't like so much. Well, what am I doing? Am I running the miles? Am I showing up loud? No, I'm a naturally quiet person. So I had to be like, all right, I'm ready to be seen because people who are good people deserve this kind of success. And that's where I want to make a movement out of that.
Well, and anytime I have judgment towards someone, I think that says more about me. And let's look at this. At least they're doing something. And one of my old mentors used this saying, people are doing the best that they can for what they know. All of my suffering is my judgment of them. So, when someone's out there hustling and they're trying, and maybe they don't have as much tact as what we do, you got to at least appreciate they're trying to take care of their family. They're trying to put food on the table. It's like the first time I decided that I liked girls, I probably wasn't the most tactful in going up and saying I was interested. Yet over time, people get better. So maybe you just got a snapshot and you should cut them some break.
Yep. And just be the good, positive influence.
Or maybe they are just
maybe they are. Everybody knows them. All right, here's another pain point that I see in agents that I don't even think they're aware of this is their pain point, is that they're at their brokerage and they have truly outgrown everyone there. And they don't realize that, oh, there's bigger out there. There's more outside my zip code, and the systems they're using, they're getting there, but there's so much more. And I'm just like, please listen, look nationwide, worldwide. We're here to help you.
Yeah, you don't want to be the smartest person in the world. And there's not a day. I mean, yesterday I was on a phone call with a billionaire. And I'm getting ready to go spend some time in Florida with a group of us. And I was telling my son, I'm probably going to be the lowest income earner in there. And I mean, we're paying more in taxes this year, Alisia, than used to be my goal to make in a year. And I'm not saying that for any other reason other than if I can do it, you can do it. There's no magic pill here except just doing the work. And the people that we surround ourselves with, they're willing to share everything. And here's why. We're stockholders And the more you win, I win. And there's actually a benefit for it. And other companies that I've been in, yes, we collaborated, but could we truly, because it wasn't sustainable? Alicia, if I don't make any other money outside of what I do within EXP, my family's fine. So how much more easy is it for me to get people my time when I'm already taken care of from a financial standpoint? It's way easier, isn't it?
Yes. It's way easier. I mean, maybe we could just share like how that works. Like people are always saying like, well, how can I have access to you? I don't have 5 million people in my line, right? I want a couple hundred, and you will always have access to me. So to be able to do that, like to do it for free, it's really, we're doing it because it's for the great, like if I help you, it will help in the long run. And it's okay if it's not a dollar for dollar match, or it's not.
Well,
Okay.
and here's what I find too. Sometimes people get sick of hearing it from Hank. So my good buddy, Rich Tomasini, who's part of the founders of the family tree with me, like you need to hear the same thing. It's kind of like an expired listing. They're saying the same thing, but they needed to hear it from somebody different. And what we know is it's a give and take thing. And if you're a taker, you won't last in this company. I can promise you that. And so this is how it's sustainable is we set up standards and principles. And my feeling is if anybody's brave enough to reach out and have time, ask me for time, I'll give it to you. Now, I only volunteer 10% of my time. So it might be 3 or 4 weeks out, but if you're willing to wait 3 or 4 weeks out, I'll give you an hour of my time. Now you better show up on time. You better not reschedule. Like if we don't have a relationship, my standards are super high and you better meet them. You better show up prepared, because the reality is we all only have 24 hours in a day.
Would you say that one of the things we do best is help people get out of their own way?
I don't know, Alicia, what would you say? Because I remember this girl that I was coaching a few years back where her number one problem was getting out of her way. Is that fair?
Fair. Yeah, totally fair.
I mean, Alicia, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, if she could only believe in herself as much as I believe in her, she'll do exactly what you're doing. How many people do you won't brag on yourself now? How many subscribers do you have now?
We'll be at 9,000 by the time this goes, just about. Yeah.
That just gave me chills. Now, everybody look at this. Alicia is the mom next door. And when I say the mom next door, she's a great mom. She's a great wife. She's awesome. She's someone who is willing to be consistent, do the work, stay up late, get an hour here, get an hour there. And now she has 9,000 subscribers. And these aren't like ones that she went and bought. She's grinded time on task. It's inspiring. Like you inspire me.
And you're on YouTube now. You're gonna roll with us.
I am. And see, now you're believing in me more than I believe in myself. And see, this is what I love about it is in the model that we're doing, I want people to blow past me so that when they excel in something, Alicia in this video, she's believing in me. How many of you want to be in a situation where you can help propel people past you and then they reach back and help bring you up? That's what EXP does. And I find myself even in this video refalling in love with the company. And it also has to do with our founder coming back at the helm. He's the CEO again, and we're coming at this shift in the market.
That gives me goosebumps about the slingshot, because I think we've talked about it before. It's like you're roller skating, you slingshot someone forward, and then you go around, the next person goes faster. That's the whole premise of all this.
And that's where ego's got to get out of the way, because in other companies, people want you to do well, but not go past them. In this company, what I see is it inspires us, because once we see somebody do it, it's like the 4-minute mile. It's like, wow, if they can do it, then we can do it. And once you see the math and you believe it, you can go way faster than what we did.
Please go past me. That helps. Like that is a benefit to me. Please go past me.
I can't wait for somebody to outproduce me in EXP that I brought in.
It's going to happen. Maybe it'd be big.
I would bet on you, because here's why: is you put in the work and you chose a platform like YouTube and TikTok where your capacity to bring people in and filter them through is way above than the way that I did it. And I truly believe you're setting yourself up to go way past me. And here's what it'll be. You'll be a 7-year overnight success.
Yeah. I know we don't have a lot of time left, but one of the things I wanted to mention is about helping people get out of their own ways, that we help them be able to do their business better, faster, easier. And we share things like layering, and it's not one person. We're not at EXP. We're not saying this is how you have to run your business. If you want to cold call, great. If you want to door knock, great. If you want to do relationship based, great. We'll show you however you want to do it. It's not This is our way. This is the
We'll
EXP
we'll
way.
ask you enough questions to have you self-discover what your way is of doing it. And I'll be pretty firm with a lot of questions because I've seen people believe one thing and then end up, yet our goal here is to help you do it your way and then adjust as you fall and get back up and keep going. It's not about I was right. It's like, all right, how do we keep going?
Yep. So reach out to me, reach out to Hank, talk about EXP, talk about your business. We are not attached to whatever your outcome is, but if you want help, we're here for it.
Reach out to the person that you've already talked to about EXP. Meaning, here's what I believe is we have enough abundance in this company where we're not trying to steal you from someone else. And if it's time to revisit, do that. We're also happy to talk with you. Yet at the end of the day, it's much like real estate. Do the right thing, help enough people win. And there's plenty of people out there.
Yes, 100%. Go with whoever you feel like it and whoever your person is. So thank you, Hank. Anything you want people to know before we head out?
Yes. 5 years from now, you will not be neutral on the decision. Alisia and I can promise you this, we're going to win. And if you're within proximity of us, we're going to help you win. If you aren't winning, what we're going to do is we're going to push you hard enough so that you choose to leave us or actually step into your greatness, because we don't want losers around us. And I don't mean that in like a negative term, like you're a loser. We want people, if your goal is to do 10 homes, great, let's go do 10 homes. I don't need you doing 100 homes. If your goal is to do 10 and you say that's what's important to you, I will help you do the 10 and help hold you accountable to that. And I can promise you this, Alisia, is your life better today than when we first met?
100%.
100%. And if you get around good people like Alisia and myself, your life will be better 5 to 10 years from now, because that's the standards that we keep.
Yep. All right. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and check out Hank's channel. We're going to be posting, I have a channel about, or a video about 50-25-1, which is building relationships. You have to check that lead generation system out. Thanks, Hank.